Okay, please check this video. So in this video, this guy who is on the stand right now, he's a serial killer. He has killed kids of all those parents.
I wish for him to have a long, suffering, cruel death.
He's gonna go to hell, and that's where he belongs.
Mr. Ridgway, there are people here that hate you. I'm not one of them. You've made it difficult to live up to what I believe, and that is what God says to do, and that's to forgive. You are forgiven, sir.
So what do you think about that?
Yeah, it is so difficult to say, I forgive you. We cannot accept, we cannot forgive, and if we cannot do that, how are we going to correct people? So, of course, in my case also, it is very difficult to forgive people, but then, unless we accept, unless we forgive in relationships between husbands and wives, in husband and wife it is becoming so difficult to forgive. Here is a person who has forgiven a serial killer, who has killed his son, someone so near and dear to his heart. But to forgive, that is very, very obvious. It is just like having a hot charcoal in our hand, which was thrown upon us by someone, and now we actually want to wait for an opportunity when we can throw this hot charcoal on that person again. But till that time, what is happening is our hand is getting burnt. So the most logical and obvious thing is just to let it go, so that we don't get burnt by that charcoal. So forgiveness, of course, is also an intelligent thing, but still it really takes real knowledge to forgive someone. Unless you know that you are not the body, you are a soul and part and parcel of God, and whatever is happening in the surroundings, the hatred, the anger, the guilt, all these emotions, these negative emotions, where are they coming from? They are coming from the mind. And are we the mind? We are not the mind. So are we the intelligence? We are not even the intelligence. We are not even the false ego. These three elements are the elements which make the subtle body: mind, intelligence, and false ego. And this subtle body is also body. It is matter, not us. We are beyond this. And when we are beyond this means what? We are made up of knowledge, eternity, and bliss. So at that level, at the spiritual level, we have the capacity to forgive. We just don't know it, that we have the capacity to, because we are on our mental platform, we are on the intellectual platform, and therefore we are full of vengeance and anger and want to take a revenge. So therefore, it becomes difficult for us to forgive. However, in that process of revenge, we are only burning ourselves. So, actually I would say it is our good fortune if someone who is free from all these, who is actually spiritual, can come in contact with us. In association of such people only, we can have right knowledge, we can realize that knowledge and come to a platform of seeing that criminal as a living entity, a spirit soul, and then can forgive. So that is a far cry. But at least someone who we actually love in our day-to-day life, husbands and wives and children and parents, we can easily forgive. Let me forgive my wife, let me forgive my husband who is doing so many wonderful things to me, and my children and my parents. They have put in their entire life to make me happy. Why can't I forgive them for small things that they don't do for me or do towards me? Why I can't forgive? It is obvious, it is logical, it is intellectual, and it is always a welfare work to forgive. So let's try.